Factoring by GCF. What does GCF stand for? Greatest common factor. And that is the greatest number and or variable that divides into each term evenly. So we have this example, 20 and 25, and what is our greatest common factor? I like to do the factor trees and compare them. Do you remember factor trees where we get to the smallest factors of each of our numbers? So we look at 20 and we know, well, 2 and 10 is a factor. 2, which have 1 and 2. We're just getting down to our prime numbers. 10, what makes up 10? 2 times 5, and those are our prime numbers there. 25. I never do the number and 1 because then we're basically just starting out at the number. So we're trying to find the prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, etc. 11, the ones that don't have any other factors besides 1 in itself. So 25 factors are 5 and 5. Okay, what do I do with this information? Now I'm looking at what of these small factors of 20 are also the small factors of 25. We got 2, 2, 5, and 5, 5. So 2 on 20, there's no 2 on 5, so that's not part of our greatest common factor. We got another 2 in 20, none in 25 still, so that's not one of our greatest common factors. We have a 5 with 20 and a 5 with 25. That's one of our greatest common factors. What's left over here at 25 is another 5, but we don't have that 5 in 20, so that's not part of our greatest common factor. So 5 is our greatest common factor here. Let's look at it for this y squared and y3. So y squared is made up of y, and y to the third is made up of y times y squared and y. Let's see what we have common here. We've got a y with y squared, and we have a y with y to the third, another y with y squared, another y with y third. This y to the third over here is left over because it doesn't have a matching and y squared. So we've got, for each of our, we have 2 y's. So to find the greatest common factor, we're going to say y times y. So our greatest common factor here is y squared. So when we're asked to factor out the greatest common factor, our steps here in the middle is find your GCF, just like we did, and then we're going to factor out the GCF. So it's not just about highlighting what the GCF is. We actually have to factor it out of our problem. So let's look at 24x minus 18. So each term does not include a variable, so a variable is not going to be part of our greatest common factor. So we're just going to be looking at these numbers. So we've got 24 and 18. We got 2, 12, 2, 6, 2, 3. Here we got 2, 9, 3, 3. What do we got? We have a 2 and 24, a 2 here. No more 2's over there, no more 2. We got a 3 here, and no more 3. So our greatest common factor is going to be 2 times 3, which is 6. This is our greatest common factor. So now I'm going to factor that out of this original. So what times 6 gives me 24? 4. Don't drop your x because that x is still there. What times negative 18 equals 6? Negative 3. So this is what our original is, with the greatest common factor factored out of it. Here you're going to have to do, I'm not going to do it all the way, but you're going to have to do these trees for 3 numbers and compare. Once you do, your greatest common factor is 4. factor it out. What times 4 gives you 8? 2c squared plus 3c minus 11. There's a cheat code for your calculator. Let me know if you have questions.